Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dirk here, back with another one. Back with another one every day. Getting ready to hop on the dialer. If you're new to the channel, again, my name is Derek. This is a channel that covers wholesaling real estate, uh, specifically virtually wholesaling real estate, meaning that I'm never actually physically going to these properties in order to quote unquote invest in them. Um, But yeah, if you are familiar with wholesaling, this may be a good channel for you. If not, if you're brand new, this might even be a better channel for you because uh, I am by no means a professional in doing this. I've closed two deals, or at least been a party to two deals, um, since I started this about a year ago. So by no means am I a pro, but if you are just starting out, I may be able to offer you some guidance. So today, what I'm going to do, I've been trying my best to schedule out my time accordingly. So I've been dedicating my Mondays and Tuesdays to just texting, and then the last half of the week, kind of shift focus to my dialer and follow ups and cold calling and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I am, however, finishing up with the text campaigns. I'm kind of just monitoring them because in my text campaigns, I send them, it's a drip automation. So they're getting texted like anywhere between, like, camera specifically, it's either like 5 to 7 times over the course of the first like 25 days. And then if they don't respond to that, then I push them to the dialer and I try to get them on the phone, market to them that way. But kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh, they get hit 3 times over the course of the first 3 days. So they get texted and then a ringless voicemail day one. Same thing day two, a text, ringless voicemail. Day three, I think they get double texted. And then after that, it starts to, go out 5 to 7 days. So that's why I dedicate the first half of the week to text, because that's when I'm adding new people to the campaign on Mondays and Tuesdays. That way, the people on Monday, they're gonna get hit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the people on Tuesday who get added are gonna get hit Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So people will reply to like the third text or the fifth text. So it's not so much where I have to be like in the platform doing a bunch of manual replies and dispositioning the people after they reply, because a majority of the people are going to respond. Excuse me. Majority of the people are going to respond to that first text right away. Likely going to say, a majority of them are going to say no. So you're just having to kind of like decide whether or not it's worth pursuing a conversation with these people, dispositioning them, placing them into your not interested buckets, so on and so forth. But again, on like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't really have to be in it, but I am getting constantly, texted back replies. So I was out earlier. Maybe you can see, yeah, you can just kind of see over the course of today. I have the app, so this is in the last 45 minutes, 47 minutes. Um, I've gotten like probably, let's count them up. Let's see if I didn't just get rid of it. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five. Oh, I'm gonna be right back. Look. All right. All right. Sorry about that. Um, so I was just kind of counting. I ran downstairs to grab my dog from my girlfriend's car, but um, since this morning, I've gotten like 20 replies saying no, and I've got one guy that says yes. Well, he hasn't said yes, but well, yeah, he did say yes. Actually, I'm sorry. Um, and they're just keep coming. They keep coming in, so it's pretty cool. It's just like a constant flow of marketing. That's what it is, right? It's like that's what is pretty reassuring to me is that like I'm even if I'm not manually doing something, there's that sense of automation in the background where people are still getting marketed to, and I think that's important just to keep that consistency. So one gentleman, one gentleman that I'm speaking with said yes, but he asked if I spoke Spanish. Um, so I'm pulling that up. I was replying to him, and I was using Google Translate on my phone while I was out. If I lock up this deal, I'm the goat for real. Bilingual uh goat. But I've been like I said, I've been texting him on the app through text messages, and I've been using Google Translate. So I'm gonna pull it up and kind of summarize the gist of what we've been talking about. So I reached out to him for the first time yesterday. Shot him a text, ringless voicemail, didn't reply. Shot him a text today saying, "Hey, I reached out yesterday. Are you free to talk?" And he said, "Yes. Do you speak Spanish?" Let me try to get these tabs together. Sorry. He said, "Yes. Do you speak Spanish?" I said, "No, I don't, but I can translate like this." And this is in Spanish that I'm texting him this. Uh, I said, "Do you want to sell your house?" I was just being pretty blunt about it at this point. It's like if I'm able to lock this up, I have to be direct about it. I can't be using fancy language and shit. Like I just got to get it translated to the best of my ability. He says there's two houses, and forgive me, I'm just trying to remember the translations here. So there's two houses on the same lot, um, on that address for 310. He says, "Are you ready to buy it?" I said, "Yeah, we're ready to buy it. We're ready and we can pay cash." Um, I said, "Are both houses for sale?" And he said, "Yeah, they're both on the same lot," I think is what he said there again. It's 308 and 310. I said, "Okay, perfect. What type of repairs are needed? For example, when was the last time the roof was replaced? Has any work been done to the interior?" And he says that he has raised both houses up on 3 blocks, which is common in this area because it's prone to flooding. So what a lot of people will do, they're also referred to. I've heard people refer to them as stilts. They raise the foundation and they put it on blocks because it's not on a slab foundation. So they raise it and put it on blocks, and it just provides a little bit more elevation from you know sea level, if you will. So when flooding occurs, there's a little bit more protection there. So that he said that's what the repairs. When I asked, he said he's put them both on blocks and both. Um, Let me just put this in Google Translate right now since it's really much easier on the computer. I was doing this all on my phone earlier. He says, "Raise the two houses 3 blocks and both have new tile. It is 2 years old, and I put it on the outside to see it. Love me to see if it is interested." So he's pretty much saying that he hasn't done shit to it. I mean, he's done a little bit of stuff, but nothing crazy. So I'm just assuming that they're both going to be full gut rehabs. Heavy remodel. If he would have replaced the roof recently, he would have been like. I mean, I specifically asked him that question and he didn't answer it. So people tend to brag about the repairs that they've done to the property, and it doesn't seem like he's really doing that. And I said, okay. Um, it's definitely something that we might be interested in. Did you have an idea of how much you wanted for the property? And he just replied saying, "Do you need to go to see her and see if she offers me what I asked?" So now he's asking me if I need to go to the property to actually make an offer. I'm gonna say, uh, No, um, we are very confident in our numbers as long as uh, there is no serious mold damage or termites or anything like that. Um, that will always, I mean, or anything like that. We are very confident in our numbers as long as there's no serious mold damage, termites, or anything like that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Uh, I think that will send the message. He says you need to go see it. I said no, as long as there's nothing serious like that. Then we're really confident in our numbers. I'm gonna copy and paste that, and then I want to round back and ask him his asking price again. Um, so I'm gonna have this typed out. I'm gonna say, uh, do you owe any money on the I don't want to be too. Let me pull this up on PropStream just to try to get this answered without wasting a text, because I know that's the goal, right? Obviously, the goal in texting is to get somebody on the phone. I don't have the ability to get on the phone with this guy, so I'm having to keep it to text. But I also don't want to keep it to text so much. Like I don't want to like type him novels. You know what I mean? He's already participated really well already. Um, you know what I mean? I don't want to make it more difficult for him to sell me his property, but I also don't want to be too disrespectful and like overstep. So I'm kind of like, I'd love to just be like, what's it gonna take? You know what I mean? But I can't do that because that's just disrespectful. This guy owns 6 properties. Um, okay, I'm looking at the 2 that he owns right here. It looks like he owns this one free and clear. And then he owns this one. I don't know why there's a number attached to it. It's like an apartment number, but I don't know why it's like that. He owns this one free and clear as well. I just don't get it. Um, it's just really odd. I wish you could see what I'm saying. It's just really odd looking on the map. I'm gonna try to pull it up on Zillow to see if I can see the lot lines, because it's like 2 lots next to each other, but there's 2 properties on one lot. So it's almost like the one is just a vacant lot, although it's listed. I think it's listed as single family resident. Yeah, it's listed as single family residential, but it's like no estimated value. Just a lot, it looks like. But then it has information about a house. I don't know. That's like, this is the type of stuff I need to get to the bottom of. Let me pull it up on Zillow though, see if I can see anything different. So this one, the estimate is 130. I haven't run comps on this either. I'm gonna do that real quick as well. Gosh, I always say that I'm gonna do something like cold call, but I never get to it until like halfway through the video. So I apologize. I knew that I was gonna be finishing this up, but I didn't know that it was gonna take me. I forgot how much I really wanted to do with it while I was out driving around. So yeah, it's just a lot. A double lot compared to it's a double lot compared to the other lots in the area. So you could have 2 houses side by side, but what it is, it's an empty lot on the left and then 2 houses stacked on top of each other. It looks like maybe at one point there were 4 houses, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. which would make the most sense because these addresses are number 3 and number 4 attached to the end of the address as if it was like an apartment number or a unit number. So that would make sense if there was two, number 1 and number 2 here before, and that's what it kind of looks like on the Google Maps image. It looks like there was probably a property there at one point before. Property doesn't look like it's in that bad a shape, to be honest, on this picture here. Um, Window units though, so it would need a central AC for the both units. I don't know what the play is though. Is it to keep the both units and then build something new on the left hand side? Probably. I would like to get them under 2 separate contracts, anyways. So now I'm just gonna come out and ask him. I asked how much he wanted, and he said, "Do you need to come see the property?" And I said, "No, we're really confident in our numbers." Now I want to kind of transition it, like, uh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, do you own both properties free and clear, or do or are you still paying a mortgage? I'm gonna say, do you own both properties free and clear? Uh, no, I'm just gonna. I want to figure. I want to ask him again. Uh, I'm just gonna ask him, like, what number would you be happy with? What number would you be happy with? For both of them. Hopefully that makes sense. You know, because I know that the translation is getting interrupted as well. Like, all right, now I'm gonna run comps on these. So I know what's going on with the second one. It's just an empty lot. Now, oh, run comps. Lost my train of thought again. All right, comps. Half mile, single family, residential. I know the area. Um, I'm still been getting a lot of leads here. This is where I did my first deal, and the leads are still popping up. Same list that from my first deal too. It's crazy. So here's, I mean, yeah, nothing. Not much to go off of here. One of them sold. Here we go. 2-1, about 100, about 200 square feet bigger. So 115, same lot size, 5 years older. So I'd say like 120. What's the estimated value on this is 156. But it's weird though because it's taking into consideration the full lot size, right? Hopefully that makes sense. 35. It could be a new construction play too, though. If you just wanted to tear down both properties on the right hand side, then you have 2 lots to build upon. One, two, four. So this one sold for 157 last year, 3-1. Ours would sell for 147, 100 square feet bigger. Ours would sell for 137, and newer. So yeah, I'd say our ARV is like 125, 130. What was this estimate? This estimate on this one is 113, but that's only considering one of the structures. I just really, I would have to get this at such a good price if I wanted to be able to market this to buyers because I don't have enough information. I need to know like how big that structure is on the back and stuff. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not. unable to pull that information out of him right now. I'm really just trying to pull a price out of him to make sure it's worth my time to try to do those things. So if he gives me a reasonable number, I would say a reasonable number on this one. I'd have to figure out what the value of that lot is. I'm gonna do that. It would just be the value of that lot, and what I would be able to do is like just assign a half value to the property in the back, if that makes sense, because you can't assign it like a full value as if it was another house that sat on its own lot, because it doesn't. 506. So I mean, at this rate, you probably also could be considering like cash flow, how much a buy and hold investor would pay for it based off of like the 1% rule. I know it's like pretty random and odd of me to use it in this exact situation, but just trying to get creative because it is peculiar. All right here. Oh, that's right. I was just gonna look for new construction houses that have sold in the last 2 years with a lot size of the lot size. Oh, of course it doesn't have it. 6,200 square feet. Make sure it's the same on the other side here. Assuming that it is 6,200 square feet, minimum 45, maximum 8. Year built 2019 or newer. Just want to double check that the lot size was the same on the other side, which it is, just above 6,200 square feet. All right, so boom. Where was this one in relation? Yeah, so here's a new build. I didn't want to do that. There we go. New build sold June of this year for 250. This is right around the block. 250. These ones aren't very far by any means. They are kind of across the major road, but again, by no means are they far. I got one that went for 287 and then one that went for 340. Let's see the size of that lot. The 340. Now the lot 6,400, so you could probably get away with getting something close to this. Sold 5 months ago for 340. The 287 sold probably like 8 months ago. So 250, 287, 340. Let's take the average of those, see what it's like. See what it's looking like. These are big properties too. 292, call it like 290 to be conservative. Let's just call it 287 so that it matches that other one. So that's a conservative 287 on a new construction comp. Say let's just call it 285. 285. And try to get it like under like 55 per lot, which is I think would work like either way if it was going for lot value or if you wanted to rehab the other ones, because like I don't know, it's hard to sell, right? The other house in the back, you're selling it for cash flow. You're not selling it for like flips because you have to sell them, I think, together because they sit on the same lot. So you can only assign like half value to that back house, although it is just a free. It has its own address. You know what I mean? But it sits on the same lot, so you have to cut the lot in half essentially, which does decrease the value. So I'd say 55 per lot. Um, just call it 50, and then try to get it like 100K or less. Now, if I wanted to assign a value to the property itself, 135. What are you thinking?
I just hate walking over the gate.
Oh. 135. 200, 115.
Any chance you
Probably-
know please help me?
Come.
Push him back with the gate. Push him into the bathroom.
$37. So if you wanted to, I guess if you wanted to look at the comps in the area, I'd say that the ARV, if you were looking at the property in the front of the lot, not assuming that that property in the back does not exist, I think you could probably get 135 for it. Looking at one comp that one went for 157. That one is 4/10 of a mile away. One extra bath. So if they're sold for 157, I think ours could go for 147. They have about 100 extra square feet. Drops our value to maybe 137. Ours has 200 extra square feet on the lot. Nothing to write home about. 137, and theirs is 8 years newer. So just assuming maybe 1,000 per year. That's what I typically do. Is brings it down to like 130 is the ARV. 130 as ARV. I multiply that by 0.92. I subtract a $20,000 buyer profit, a $10,000 assignment fee. So we're looking at like 90,000 less repairs. Now, assuming that the other property in the back is the exact same, which it kind of looks like, they're just like very similar, then although I'm just noticing now PropStream and Zillow have different information in terms of the number of bedrooms. So I'm just gonna go off PropStream. But 90,000 or less, and then assuming that the other one is the like exact same type of build in the back of the lot, I would just say half value, so $45,000 or less repairs. So we're looking at like what 135 less repairs for both properties. We're looking at 135 less repairs for that one lot. Yeah. Now, assuming that they both need like somewhat average repairs, maybe not like foundation or roof type stuff, but assuming that they each need like conservatively like 30,000, 40,000, let's just call it like 70,000 for the both of them. So I'd say like 135 less repairs. I would get, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. So it's like 65 let's just call it 60, 60, um, 60 cash for the lot on the right with both properties there. That's taken into consideration buyer profit, fees, commissions, my assignment fee, and repairs. Is what did I say? 60,000 cash for both the properties. Now, with the empty lot on the left hand side, I'd be able to go up to 50,000. So, lot value, I'm going to look at 100K for both. Um, Maybe even less because now if you're looking at a lot value, then you have to consider the cost that it's going to take to tear down both the properties on the right hand side. So I would say like if you're looking at lot value, you're looking at like I don't know that's the problem. I don't know how much demolition costs, but I want to assume it's going to run you like 20,000 at least to tear down both those properties. I think that's conservative, but um, maybe not. I don't know. 80K cash is what I'm going to give it if it's lot value. Um, I'm going to say lot plus um, props, which is those properties on the right. I'm going to say um, 50K for a lot plus um, 60K for properties. I just want to make sure that's like accurate. I could probably go higher than that, but that's what I really want to pull a price out of him. Took him about 40 minutes to text me back last time, so I don't want to get in the habit of thinking that he's dodging me. Um, but that's cool with that. Let me take some notes here on his property. I think that makes sense. Like if we're looking at lot value for both the lots, somebody's gonna want to buy both of them for like 80,000. That way they can spend 20,000 to get demo the right side and get them both build ready. I'd say like 75K. I just want to make sure that I'm not underestimating the cost that it's going to take to do all that, tear those structures down, and then get both sides build ready. So, um, yeah, and then to build a property, a new construction property for like let's say 285, and they'd be able to hopefully pay me like 25% value on that, like 70, let's call it. So I may even be able to go upwards a little higher. Oh no, yeah, 70 per. I'm sorry, 70 per, right? Yeah, I just want to be under 20%. I'm sorry, 285 times 0.20%, 57 per times two. Somebody would probably pay like 115 if the lots were build ready, and then I'm considering like 25,000. So um, 90. I just need to like be under 90. I think that's why I think I'm gonna shoot for 75, 80 tops. So let me take note of that real quick. Gym shorts, Joe here. What's going on, Joe? Hey, Derek, what's your take on land wholesale? Are you branching into that? And what questions do you ask? That is a great question because I'm literally comping a property right now where I'm kind of forced to consider it as a land deal. Although there are structures on top of it, it's to the point where it doesn't really make much sense to rehab the structures. It would probably be more profitable if you just tore the property down and built new construction because there is new construction going on in the area. So what you want to know is if it's land, you want to ask them if there was an existing property, an existing house on the land on that lot. If so, there will likely be an address attached to it, um, which makes everything a lot easier because then you can use that address to search on Zillow, pull it up in PropStream, run comps and stuff. But if there's not, then they have to know the actual parcel number of the lot, or at least be able to point you in the direction, maybe some landmarks, so that you can hone in on where it is using like Google Maps, Zillow, PropStream, any one of those that kind of separates the lots by the lot lines. Um, what was your other question? Once you take on land, are you branched into that? Yeah, I mean, I've never done a land deal, but it's I think if you know, you just got to have the right buyers. Is my understanding. You got to be able to connect with people who are building new construction. um, Hedge funds, I know, dabble into that. Typically, I what I based on what I'm hearing is they like more cash flowing property. So you got to find the builders. You got to find the builders in your area that are building houses. And I do that by, so what I'm doing with this one is I pulled it up in Redfin, and these are the filters, the parameters that I put into Redfin. I zoomed in on my area where my subject property is, and then these are my filters: property type, house, sold in the last 2 years with a minimum year built of 2020. I honestly wanted to do 2019. Let me see if anything else pops up. One other property. So that's pretty much saying, show me all the properties that were built in 2020 or more recent than that, that have also sold. So this property was built and sold. Show me all those properties. And then the last thing is, you want to make sure that the lot size is the last parameter that you want to set. So my lot size is a little over 6,200. So I have my minimum lot size 4,500, maximum 8,000. And you want to do that because you want to compare apples to apples. So you want to look at what could possibly be built on your lot that you're taking a look at. So you don't want to be looking at like a house that was built on top of an acre of land when your lot is only, 5,000 square feet. You want to be looking at another new house that was built on a 5,000 square foot lot. So that's what I'm taking a look at here. It's an interesting situation. This lead I just got, one, it's interesting because he's Spanish speaking and I'm not. So I'm using Google Translate to text back and forth. Two is his properties. He has one lot and then one lot right next to it. So it's a double lot, but there's two properties that are stacked on top of each other on one lot, as opposed to one property being here and one property being here. So I'm forced to kind of evaluate it a little bit creatively. So I'm looking at this lot just in terms of the value of the lot, right? So what can somebody build a new structure on that and be able to, and expect to sell it for? So that's when I go to Redfin. I look at all the recently sold new construction. So in this case, I have a couple properties: one that sold for 250, one that sold for 340, one that sold for 287. So I just took the average. These are all with my half mile of my property. Took the average, and I'm looking at like 285, just conservatively. So that's what I think that somebody, a builder, would be able expect to sell their new construction property for. So then I don't know if this is accurate. I don't know how much margin this is leaving me or taking away from me, but I take 20% of that, gives me 57, and then I just want to be able to get it under contract less than that. Was this lead from your text campaign from yesterday? Yeah, it was. And he had texted back after the second text went out today automatically. So the second text went out today automatically, and he was like, "Yeah, do you speak Spanish?" And then I started using Google Translate to let him know that I don't speak Spanish, but that I could use Google Translate to talk with him. He had let me know, and I confirmed, "Are you looking to sell the property?" And he said, "Yeah, there's two properties there on the same lot. Are you ready to buy?" I said, "Yep, we're ready, and we can pay cash." Um, are they both for sale? He said, yeah, they're both on the same lot. These are the two addresses. And I said, okay, perfect. What type of repairs have been done? What's needed? How old is the roof? He didn't really dive too deep into the condition of the property. One, because it's through text, and two, I think because he hasn't done much to it. And I said, okay, we're definitely interested. How much were you looking to get from the properties? How much were you looking to sell it for? And he asked the clarifying question before answering that. He said, do you need to see the property? I said, no, as long as there's no, serious mold damage, any termites or anything like that. And then I re-asked him, what number would you be happy with? And he hasn't replied yet. So I'm just waiting on his response, and I'm running comps in the meantime, trying to figure out. So I think for the lot, again, I would be, um, I'm looking at like, I'm looking at, what did I say? 50,000 max for the lot in either scenario. Now, if I wanted to buy the other one just for lot value with the two properties on it, I would probably be looking to get that one for 50,000 less the cost that it's going to take to demolish that property and build something new. So, or not, and build something new, but to demolish it and get it build ready. So if I wanted to get 50 here, I think I'm going to be at like 30, 25 here. So that's what I said. 75, 75. That makes more sense to me. 75, 80 max if I'm wanting to get it just uh, for the new construction play here, and that's what I'm gonna try to use as negotiation. That is probably the play here, um, because then if I'm forced to look at it in a way, what okay, if I'm able to find a buyer who's willing to take these properties the way that they sit, then I'd be going 50K for the lot, and then I could go up to 60K for the properties. And I say that because the ARV of the front property is about 135, less repairs. That's after I take into consideration. Um, is it 135? Yeah. So 135 times 0.92 minus 30, less repairs. And I'm saying they're probably. And now I'm stumbling over myself. I'm gonna pull these comps one more time. 157, 135, 130. I think is what I called the ARV. Yeah, 130 ARV. So 130 times 0.92, and then taking half of that value. So 130 plus, and then the ARV of the back one would be 165. So 130 plus 65 is like the ARV for both properties, I think. 195 times 0.92 minus, let's say somebody's going to want to make 40,000 on both those properties. I'm cool with making 20 on both of them. Well, I'll say 50. I'll say 10 on this one because I want to try to make 10 on the lot right next to it as well. So 130 less repairs. Assuming that both properties need like at least 30,000 in repairs. 60 from 130 is 70. So yeah, that's 70 for both properties. Anyways, I'm wasting too much time on this one. But I did want to take some notes here. Empty lot on left, MAO of 50K for new construction play. Lot on right has 2 properties. Assuming both properties are similar square foot, beds, bath, both ARV for front property is, what did I say, 130, 130K, and assigning half value to back house at, what is that, 65K. Total for right side lot would be 195K times 0.92 minus, what did I say, 10. 195 times 0.92 minus, I'll take a $10,000 assignment fee on the right hand side. And assuming that somebody's going to want to, if they want to rehab both those properties, to get at least 30,000. I don't think somebody's going to be that greedy if they want to get 40. 139 less repairs. Assuming that both properties need, what I say, 30,000 in repairs. Let's just call it 35 to be safe. So less 70, like 70,000 max. Assuming both properties need 35K in rehab, 10K assignment fee for right side lot, and what did I say? 35K, 30K. Buyer profit, MAO for right side would be 70K. So new construction play, MAO for both lots equals 80K max. I'm taking props as is. MAO for both lots equals 50, 120. So I can probably get them 120 for both lots, both structures. All right, I'm gonna try to hop on the dialer here. Wrong number. We don't own that property. I don't sell. It's not for sale. Thanks. You don't call me and bother me all the time. Yeah, what's your best offer? I didn't see this one. This was like an hour ago. I'm not Joe. You have the wrong number. Property not for sale. I'm not interested in selling. Don't bug me. The house is not my property. Raymundo says, yeah, of course. This was yesterday. I missed this too? Damn. Where'd that guy go that said, what's your best offer? I'm gonna say I'll say great. Great. I want to make sure that I get you the best offer possible and don't want to just throw out any number that I'm not even sure I can honor. I want to make sure that I get you the best offer possible and don't want to just throw out any number that I'm not even sure I can honor. I just need to know a bit about the condition of the property there. What can you tell me about it? Does it need any major or minor repairs? Question mark. Roof, AC, kitchen, bathroom. All right. Yes, bathroom and kitchen. Does it need any major or minor repairs? Yes, bathroom and kitchen. All the outside, it's in great shape. It's only the inside, but the people who are renting the property are not ready to move out, so I can't do any repairs. Yes, kitchen, bathroom and kitchen, all the outside is in great shape. It's only the inside, but the people who are renting the property are not ready to move out, so I can't do any repairs. I'm familiar with this street as well. See what it's looking like on Zillow. Man, my texts are jumping today. I'm just gonna have to change the title of this. They are real good people, and I don't want to kick them out. They're never late on my rent, and they keep it nice and clean. I'm just trying to get the guy on the phone real quick. Trying to quickly run comps to figure it out. 105 is this estimate. 3-1, smaller place, 700, a little under 800 square feet. This guy owns 3 properties, although 2 of them seem to be churches. He says he has tenants in here, but it's listed as owner occupied on the prop stream. So this is kind of the stuff I'm looking for when people are giving me the answers to my questions. 5. Quickly running comps on this one. Figure out. We're trying to get him on the phone real quick. Sounds like the pain point for him is making the necessary. I mean, if I had to guess, making the necessary repairs to the place because he doesn't want to interrupt the tenants and stuff. But there's obviously something else there that I need to figure out. 155. This one sold for. It has extra half bath. Ours gets up to 150, but it has 1 less bedroom. So ours gets up to 160, but it's about 150 square feet bigger. So I'd say ours go for 145. Same year built, pretty much same lot size. I'd say 145. Prop stream gives an estimated value of 137. I think 145 is ARV. After looking at that comp, there's another one, 154. See how close this one is in relation. Yeah, same subdivision. 1 less bath, so I'd say ours goes for 164. Oh, this one just sold like the other day. Smaller than ours by 10 square feet. I'd say ours still 164, and our lot's about 2,000 square feet bigger. Just about. Same year built though, so I'd say ours sells for like 170. 45. Maybe 160. 165. 165, 170. Maybe call it like 160 just to be conservative because that one seems to be a little bit of an outlier compared to the other ones. But that one is the most recently sold too, so that's probably why. I think, yeah, like 165 is good. 165 ARV on that. Times 0.92, 151 less, 20,000 buyer profit. I'm going to take a $20,000 sign fee on this too. Brings it down to 111. What did he just say about the bathroom and kitchen? Need repairs. All of the outside is in great shape. It's only the inside, but the people who are renting the property. Okay, so assuming it doesn't need a roof, assuming that it does need AC, assuming that it's just like an average repair, no foundation issues, mold, or anything like that, for a 700 square foot place, you could probably get away with doing all that for like 30, 40,000. Let's call it 40 to be conservative. And be looking at like 71, upwards of 80 if I wanted to take a haircut on the assignment fee. Just call it 75 MAO, knowing that I can go upwards of 80. I want to try to get him on the phone. That makes sense. Did you have a moment to discuss? Did you have a moment for me? Give you a call to discuss? That makes total sense. If I do call this guy, I'm going to call him off the app here so I can put it on speaker. I'm honestly just going to change the title of this video here. I'm just going to get to the, because so much stuff's happening through my texting right now. Yes. Okay, here we go. Close my window real quick. It looks like this one went for 65 as is too. What did I say? Yeah, 75 MAL. I see one that went for 88 as is. One that went for 65 as is that I'm going to use as the anchor price. Bernard Street.
Hello?
Hey, Jaime.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. We were just texting about your property.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
All right, good.
Good, good. Yeah, so just wanted to get on the phone. I think it'd be a little bit easier just so we're not texting back and
Yeah.
forth. So just to clarify, when you had said the bathroom and the kitchen, you're saying that could probably use some updating. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. The inside of the house needs a lot of work.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, a lot of work. You're talking about new sheetrock. Probably the kitchen that is going to have to be upgraded. The bathroom, everything. I mean, the house is built in 1954. It's an old house.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a lot of money on the outside. The outside is in real good shape.
Okay.
The roof does not leak. I mean, the wood that those houses were built back in the years are a lot better than the wood that they use now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, all these new houses that are building right now, the wood is good, but not as good as old houses. The old houses back in the 50s were built hard. The wood was real nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Real sturdy too, huh?
Yeah. So the wood. I mean, I just fixed the roof about 2 years ago. They put new shingles on it. I put everything because a tree fell on top of the house from one of my neighbors. But it didn't do a lot of damage. It did a little bit of damage on the corner. So I talked to the insurance,
right?
State Farm, and which is my insurance too. It was the same people that I've been for a lot of years. So they pay all the damages. They pay the damage and everything. So
right.
The house is good. The house is a strong house. It's an old house, but the property is pretty big. I have a lot of room on the back, and I've been renting that house for almost 14 years.
Oh wow.
And 14 years. I already made my money. From what I pay the house. And I thought I'm just getting ready to sell it and just move on. Probably I'm thinking of maybe buying another property, but outside the city limits. I want something outside. I don't know where you're from, but I'm from Houston. I don't know where you call it.
Yeah, yeah. You're looking for something in Houston or the outside of Houston? You said
outside of Houston.
Yeah. Any specific location?
I was looking maybe like Conroe.
Yeah.
Or other place outside the city limits.
Yeah, and are you looking to pick up another rental or something for yourself?
No. Something for myself.
Yeah, you're done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to be 50 years old, and I probably got another maybe 10 more years to go. Maybe I'm gonna retire maybe around 50, around 60. The house that I'm living right now, this is a new house, and I bought it, and I just finished paying it off a few months ago.
Okay.
So
congratulations.
And yeah, thank you. And I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe I'm not gonna sell this house. I'm probably gonna rent it, or just let one of my daughters stay on it.
Yeah.
I'll find me a better place.
Yeah. Good for you. That sounds like a good setup. So for that property there in Pasadena, does it have any central AC?
Yes,
Okay.
It has central AC. The AC, I just did some work last year. It needs some upgrades too. the guy that went and did the work, he already told me because that AC is almost more than 10 years old.
Okay.
So the guy told me today the AC is gonna need a new AC, new unit. I said, okay. I said, right now I already fixed it. It's gonna be good all year long, but next year you might want to think about putting a new AC. So I'm thinking of doing that next year. I'm thinking about putting a new AC unit inside, outside, the coil and everything.
Right. Okay. And now, has that property there, has it ever flooded?
Oh no, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in the house for a lot of years, and that is not that's not you don't float in there.
Good. Yeah. Some people, it's really depends. It goes block to block. You can get unlucky, and your neighbors right across the street could be flooded as well. So, that's good. Lucky there. But yeah, just kind of about myself. It's myself and a couple of partners here. We're looking to pick up a few properties before the end of the year, and we can pay cash. And we can also kind of pay, or buy it in its as is condition. So I know you're mentioning, it needs some work. The AC unit can be replaced. The kitchen and the bathroom could use some work as well. But the kind of the best part in how we're looking to make our offer is we can buy the property as is. So we wouldn't, require you to make any of those repairs before, you sell the property there. So I mean, kind of seems like if I understand correctly, the place needs some updating. You've been unable to get into it because the tenants are there, obviously. So you're unable to really do any repairs to the inside of the place.
Like I said, I repaired the outside. Because the outside of the house, it had that siding, that real old siding. I don't know if you remember that siding that had I think they said it had asbestos in it or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Siding that they used to use. So I knocked the whole siding out of the house. I tear it all down, and there was no plywood on that house. Nothing. I mean, you should tear up and. It was nothing in there. So I put new insulation all the way around the house. Put new insulation because there was no insulation on the house. Nothing. So I put new insulation around the house. I put new siding on it. So I spent almost about $10,000 doing all of that work on the outside.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, the outside is good. The roof. No problem with the roof. I mean, I've been living there. I've been having that house for 25 years, 28 years, and never had any leaks. There's no leaks, no nothing on the inside.
Okay.
So the only thing the house needs is this upgrade on the inside.
Right.
And I was talking to my wife. I was like, I mean, I can sell it the way it is. If not, I probably should. Maybe I think I already got some friends looking at it. He said maybe 30,000, man. You can have this house remodel the whole inside.
Right.
You can flip it back up. Get more money. But, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to do all that because I stay pretty busy and I don't want to go through all that.
Yeah.
I told myself, I'd rather just sell it. I'd rather just sell it and let somebody deal with it.
Yeah, and I'm your guy. I can deal with it. I'll deal with it. And I was gonna ask, the only thing that we wouldn't cover, so we can pay cash. The only thing that we wouldn't be able to cover is like any outstanding mortgage balances or unpaid taxes or liens or anything like that. Would anything need like that need to be paid off?
You don't have to worry about none of that.
Perfect.
I just finished paying my taxes yesterday.
Okay, perfect. So you've been.
I keep. Yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry.
I don't let my bills build up or nothing. I pay all my taxes every year. I think I own a little bit on the property, but I'm already gonna take care of that this week. The property and everything. I got the money to pay everything. So
okay.
The house, I paid the house off almost 15 years ago.
Oh, good for you. Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I've been renting that property for almost 14 years. So all the money that I'm making is profit money. It's money for me.
Exactly.
I don't own nothing.
Has it been the same tenant all 14 years?
I've been through two of them.
Okay.
Two of them.
Wow.
The first tenant that I have, it was a couple. and it was a friend of mine that came from the valley,
Mm.
and I had a lot of problems with him, you know. But they were out there like 5 years, 6 years, and they moved, and some other guys came in. There were four brothers that were living in there, and right now they're all gone except one of them, and him and his wife. They're real, they're real good guys. You know, he's a real good couple. They keep the house clean. I mean, I'm renting the house real cheap because I don't want them to leave.
Yeah.
They're real good. I'm renting it for $800.
Okay.
I mean, it's a two-bedroom house, kitchen, bathroom, everything. So it's real cheap. I mean, you're not gonna find a house right now for that kind of money. Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
Rented property.
Yeah. Well, let me ask, if we were able to come to an agreement, how quickly would you like to get it taken care of? Are you looking to sell immediately, 30 days, 60 days? What kind of timeline are you looking at?
Maybe it'll probably be next year because I'm thinking to go on vacation. Next week I'm gonna work all next week. Then I'm gonna be gone like 2, 3 weeks. I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna be here in Texas. I'm traveling outside, going to New Mexico, Arizona. So I'll be back in. Yeah, so it's gonna be about 2, 3 weeks before I get back. So I'll probably say maybe in December or in January.
Yeah.
We can.
Then I'll tell you what, since you're thinking about selling within the next, it sounds like 30 to 60 days. What we would like to do, and if this is something that you're open to, we'd like to kind of put an agreement together now to see if we can come to an agreement on price. Then what we can do is in the agreement, we can write in that closing will happen, 60 days from now. And then if we're able to close before then and it makes sense for you when you're back from your vacation, then you can get paid when, we close. That way you're just not having to wait to start the process. As opposed to, starting the process now, getting the agreement in place. That way, when you get back from vacation, you can get paid as opposed to, having to wait another 60 days. Is that something you think you'd be open to?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm going straight up. There's another buyer that look at the house already. Well, they haven't looked at it, but there's already another buyer that I already talked to him, and he's already talking to his investors, and they're supposed to get back with me. So it's between y'all two. I don't know if it's the same investors or what, because but some other guy named Rob already called me.
Okay.
And they already made me an offer, but I will probably go with the highest bid.
Sure. I mean, do you mind me asking what that offer was? See if I'd be in that same ballpark.
The guy, I think he went up to $100,000 on it, but more than that because, like I say, the property is big. The house, there's people living in there. As soon as you buy it, you're gonna start making money right off it because people are gonna be paying you rent. So, I mean, you're not gonna lose any money. So, but I'm not gonna say how much. I think I'd rather y'all look at it.
Sure.
And look at it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, and I can do that. I'm taking a look right now, kind of just in the area while we were talking to see what homes are selling for. Are you familiar with Bernard Street? Yeah, it's in that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've seen that street. Yeah.
It's right around the block. It's in that same subdivision in Pasadena. I'm looking at that one.
Yeah.
That one is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's a little bit smaller than yours in terms of square feet, and the lot's a little smaller. But this one was built in 1944 as well, and that one sold for $65,000 in its as-is condition.
55.
65,000. That one sold for.
65. Yeah, because there's another house that was sold for 55,000. And I was out there yesterday. That's where my sister lives, right there on Spooner and Jackson.
Okay.
And the house, but they bought the house, but the house was no good. I mean, I've seen the house, the inside. The whole house was terrible, but they sold it for about 55,000, 60,000.
Yeah. So I mean,
so, my house is still livable. That house that they sold by my sister, they wouldn't put a sticker on the door. Hey, nobody can get in there because there's no way people can live in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, considering that one's a little smaller, that one did again go for as is condition. And just knowing that, we can make a cash offer, we can really try to get this closed even maybe before you go on vacation. I don't want to make any promises, but if it makes sense for us, we can try to close as quickly as possible for you. I know that there's competition. I know that, somebody else is making you offers. It sounds like they may be dragging their feet a little bit. And I want to be clear that I'm serious about buying your property here. So if we can come to an agreement, I'd like to make you an offer and hopefully put something in writing if that's something that you're open to. Just looking at that property,
Well,
at 65,000, what's kind of the lowest you might consider on your property?
uh, probably the lowest I'll probably go is maybe 130.
Mm, okay.
I mean, if you want to, we can meet up on the house. We can go tomorrow. I got a slow day tomorrow. If you want to, we can meet up on the house and I can show you the house.
Yeah. To be honest, I think you've given me a really good description. We're pretty confident in our numbers, just based off of what I'm seeing online and what you've told me about the property. As long as there's no like serious termite damage or any mold or anything like
Oh
that,
no,
then yeah, we're pretty
no.
confident in our numbers and our ability to kind of assess what we're able to pay for it. So I mean, again, it seems like the place needs a fair amount of work. Like you said, the roof hasn't given you problems, but the AC unit is kind of nearing the end of its life. You think that it needs to be replaced within the next year or two. The interior needs some work as well. Now, if I could, come in, I could honor your lease agreement that you have with your tenant so that I don't disturb them. I want to work with them as well to make sure that they're taken into consideration. I don't want to kick them out on the street or anything like that. And
Yeah. I don't have a contract with them. I don't have no contract.
mhm.
So they're out there. Those guys are gonna be out there because last time I talked to them, I said, "Hey man," I said, "How long are you planning been living here?"
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe another 10 years, 10, 15 years. We don't know. So
Right.
those guys they're out there for the long run.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of property on the front and on the back, and the guys work on construction, so they're able to get their trailers behind on the back. So they got this big truck with trailers and everything. So they like that property because they have a lot of equipment, that they can
Yeah.
get it there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's perfect with us. We want to take it your tenants into consideration as well. Just having all that being said, the repairs that the property needs. If I was able to come in with cash again, and since you own the property free and clear, you don't have any taxes or any mortgage on it, so the offer that we'd be making is really just a net cash offer in your pocket. I mean, would you entertain an offer somewhere in the ballpark of 50 to 70,000 cash?
No, 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 because like I say, they already offered me a 100 grand.
Yeah.
That other investor, he said at first he offered me 80,000 at
Mhm.
first. He offered me 80,000. Then I said that the most I was going to 100 grand, and he said he didn't have no problem with that. Now another thing that I haven't told you about is that property is gonna be worth a lot of money in the years coming because the city of Pasadena bought all the houses across my house. All the houses, they bought all of them. So that's gonna be a commercial road in there in the future.
Mm.
So that's gonna be a commercial property in there later on the year. It's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Okay. Right. I
So
mean,
that's what I told that other. Excuse me.
nothing. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I told that other buyer. I told him about the commercial stuff, and he was like, "Okay, well, I think 100 grand, 100,000, I'd be okay." But I talked to other people, some friends, to get some, feedback. Like, man, I said that house you got it, it's sitting in a big lot. That's gonna be a commercial property in the year. It's gonna be worth a lot of money. I said,
Mm.
they told me not to sell it for that money. Or like, man, I said, for 100,000, anybody can give it to you because I got a brother-in-law that he builds houses, and he made me an offer too, like 80,000 cash.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he has a lot of money too. He said, "Man, he said, if you're gonna sell it for 100,000, I'll give you 80 cash. I already got that offer." And I was like, "No, for 80,000, no."
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, we're not the right buyers for everybody, and I try to be as honest about that as possible because just like your brother, I'm kind of sitting in the same shoes as
Yeah.
he is because, and I want to be clear about it, right? We are looking to make a profit off of this property, right? We're gonna look to buy it, we're gonna look to do the repairs and then resell it. So I want to be clear about that. We're not looking to hit the lottery by any means, but we do have to make a profit on it. So
Yeah, I got you.
and I hear that the other investor offered you 100, and I don't know them personally. I don't know them personally, but I will say that it's one thing to say that they will offer it to you, but it's a whole other thing to actually, put it in writing and make you that official offer. Not saying that they won't do it, but I do think that it means something that he had to go speak with somebody, and they haven't gotten back to you. So
Yes. Yeah, he hasn't got back with me, but I did give him all the information that he wanted, and he said, "I got all the information." I said, "I'm gonna send it back to my investor, and I contact you back in 30 days." He said he was gonna call me back in 30 days.
Yeah,
But
see, that's
since I get a lot of calls, I don't know who he is. So I thought it was him. When you started texting me, I said he might be the same
no.
guy that called me. So
It's not. Yeah, I'm not the same guy, and I'll tell you what. I would never make you wait 30 days for me to get back to you on something. To me, if I can be frank, if I could be honest with you, I don't think he's gonna call you back, and that's just me being honest. If he was ready to buy your property, he would have sent you an offer right then and there. And again, that's something that I'm willing to do. I'm very serious about buying the property. We have the cash on hand, and I'm ready to send you an offer if you're ready to agree to it, but I unfortunately can't go that high. I would have to be somewhere. I think the best that I could do on this is probably 75 to 80.
okay, well, let me think about it. Let me get with my wife and
Sure.
and we go from there. But okay, I mean, I appreciate the offer but like I say, I'm going to go on vacation when I get back. Call me back and see where we at.
Sure, we'll do. And just of course, I absolutely want you to talk to your wife about it. I wouldn't want you to do it any other way. I got to do the same thing, right? Just out of curiosity, how do you think she's gonna feel about that price there? Have you guys talked about it before?
Um, that 75 you offer me, or
Yeah, yeah. How do you think she'll feel about that?
yeah, I mean, I think for that price, be honest with you, I think I should rather fix it because I got the money to fix it.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think I'd rather take my chances in investing maybe another $20,000, $30,000,
yeah,
and just keep on renting it for a couple of more years and make a little bit more money. Then just sell it in the future. Right now, I wanted to sell it for the right amount, but
yeah,
for that kind of money, I think I'd rather just wait. Because
yeah.
like I said, the house is only a 2 bedroom, one bath, kitchen. I mean, I think with 30,000, I think I can live it real good, and I can probably raise my rent for another $300-$400 easy.
Yeah, 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 and I mean, I agree. Like you were saying, if that's something that you're able to do, I actually recommend it, right? Because you will make more money that way. Of course, you will.
Yeah.
Now, if you're wanting to just,
Yeah.
wipe your hands clean with it, if you're looking for a quick, easy,
Yeah.
smooth transaction and just be done with it, like you said that you were wanting to be earlier in the conversation, and I understand that, right? You've been
Yeah.
renting it out for 14 years. So, I can understand that you're wanting to be done with it and not wanting to do all that
And
work.
the offer you made me is good. I mean, it's good. The house, that's what it's going for.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can pay my taxes. The house is going for about 65, 70,000.
right,
You
right.
know, you offer me 80, it's not bad.
Yeah,
But I was like, if I can get a little bit more, that's good.
yeah. I mean,
If I'm only gonna,
I'm sorry, and I just want to find out what that is. What is a little bit more? What would I would have to place you on a brief hold and run the numbers, but if I could come up on that price a little bit, and I'm not, saying that I can, but if the numbers make sense, what's the best price that you could do on it?
Uh, I have to talk to my wife about it, but if like I say, maybe on the 90, 95.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't. I want to be honest with you. I don't think I'll be able to go that high. If anything, I might be able to go upwards of 85. I would need to rerun my numbers, but I want to see because, like I said, we're only looking to buy a few more properties here. We're taking a look at a handful of them. I want to prioritize you, and that's why I want to be giving you these firm offers because I do have you on the phone, and you are my number one priority right now. But let me know, if I was able to come up to that 85 mark, do you think that I should just set my funds aside as opposed to, because I wouldn't want to make you that offer and then have to come across another opportunity tomorrow and then buy that property, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
No, don't wait on me. I mean, if you got something else to move on, go ahead and move on because what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and fix it a little bit more because it does need a lot of work.
Sure.
And I mean, I know that offer you're making me is a good offer.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a good offer. I can. I can.
Right, right. And it all just comes down to what you want to do.
Maybe I'll call you
You
back.
know what I mean? I can never convince you to sell me your property, and that's not what I'm trying to do. It really just comes down to what you're wanting to do. Are you wanting to spend the time and the money to fix it up and then resell it? If you are, you'll probably be able to walk away with more money. But what is that worth to
Yeah.
you? What is it worth? Is it worth the headaches? Is it worth the time? And is it worth the money? Or on the other side, you can just wipe your hands clean with it, get cash in your pocket. Again, it's just a net cash offer. What we can even do, and this is what I'm going to offer you right now. um if I could come up to the 85,000, I think the best that I could do on top of that is be able to cover all of the costs and the fees associated with closing. So I can cover the closing costs as well at 85,000. I'm not sure exactly how much it'll be. It typically is like 1 to 2% of the purchase price. But that way,
Yeah.
at the time of closing, you'll know how much you're going to walk away with, and when we close, you're not going to get hit with all of these random fees and charges. You're just going to walk away with what I'm offering.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Let me think about it, and I'll call you back tomorrow.
sure, sounds good. So I just want to kind of reiterate, my offer here is an $85,000 cash offer. I can handle all of the costs and the fees associated, and we can really close. We can try to get it done as quickly as possible. I'm not sure when you leave for vacation, but if anything, like I mentioned before, we can set the agreement now, and then we can set the closing date out later, so that it can happen once you're back from vacation, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
yeah, talk to your wife about it. See how she'll feel about that 85,000. I'm sure she'll be happy about that. I would be happy about that if my significant other said that they were getting 85,000. But
Okay.
you know what I mean. Talk to her,
Sounds good.
see what she's thinking, and get back to me. If I don't hear from you tomorrow, is it all right if I give you a call on Friday around the same time?
Yeah. You can call me back Friday. You can call me back. Call me around 11 or Friday or around 2, 3 o'clock. Whenever, just call me or just text me, and that way I know it's you, and that way I can return your call.
Sure. Okay. What I'll do right now is when we get off the phone is I'll text you my name just to remind you. That way you can save the number, so it doesn't catch you off
Okay.
guard when I call back. And if I don't hear from you tomorrow, I plan on giving you a call back around 2:30 on Friday.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
All right. Sounds good, Jaime. Thanks for taking
Thank
the
you.
call. I'll speak with you soon. Okay.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Um. Damn. Usually, I want to listen to that later, but I think I got too cute with it. I think I should have just went right in for the price after he started. There was a time in the conversation where he was kind of like, "Oh, but I don't want to deal with that." Like he was giving me all of his pain without me asking. Part of me, in the moment, wanted to just go straight in for the kill, and I think it would have been appropriate. I think I could have easily just asked how much will you take, for the property, as opposed to just going through the rest of my script, because I pretty much knew it needs a full rehab. He's saying that he doesn't have problems with the roof, but it's 28 years old, so that needs to be replaced. Interior needs to be replaced. The AC needs to be. It's full rehab. Um, and I tried to be as honest as possible with him without insulting him, but he's not going to be able to get 100,000 for it, and that's exactly why that other investor did not call him back. There's no way that anybody pays 100,000 for this. ARV max is 170. If you found the perfect buyer, and let's just say you were the buyer yourself, and you wanted just a $20,000, I mean, at that rate you probably could, but even then, you would have to get a $20,000 profit. You were the buyer with connections in the industry, and the rehab is max 40,000. Then you could offer 100. But in my situation, I'm being conservative and taking 8% off of the ARV as opposed to just like 6 for the commissions and fees and costs, closing costs. He said 190. I think I got him down to, or 90. I got him down to. So I'm at 85. Like, there's no way we don't come to an agreement. So I'm at 156 minus. I have to consider the fact that a buyer probably wants like 25, and then I want at least 10. So I'll say 35. Puts me at 121. Let's just say it only needs, no, it needs it needs everything. So I'm thinking 50,000 max though. Yeah, that puts me like 71. I'm already well over my max. 170, let's just say best case scenario, buyer takes 20, I only take 10, and rehab is like 40. I'd be at like 90. Yeah, I think it's doable. I wouldn't go up to 190. I might even be able to find some comps that justifies a higher ARV. Not to do gymnastics or anything to try to find that comp and create it out of thin air, but yeah, as long as you can limit the rehab on this to like 40,000, which may be doable just because it's so small. It's only 777 square feet. So you definitely might be able to get away with doing 40,000 in rehab. You can probably pull 170 tops. Let's just call it 165 tops. Start looking at this as like $40,000 rehab since the place is so small. 85, yeah, I think 85 is good. 90, I can probably still take down like $5,000 assignment fee, but I'm going to probably just hold firm at 85. He worked with me a little bit. I mean, he said 130, and then he let me know that the other people made $100,000 offer. So that's where he was standing, kind of. And then when I asked, like, what's the best you could do, he said I could probably come down 90 to 95. So I think he'll take 90. Now it's just a matter of convincing him on the. I mean, not convincing him, but just selling him on the 85. Like, look, I'm ready. I'm telling you, 85 cash. 85K cash offer made by Derek. Closing costs handled by Derek as well with this offer. Seller dropped down to. He knows. He says he knows it's a good offer too. That's what's frustrating about it. But he's just using that whole, I might as well just do the repairs myself. Like, he's using that as a negotiation. Pretty good, pretty well, But then it just comes to a point where it just doesn't make sense for me anymore. 85 is the best that I can do. And even then, I think I'm just cutting it really tight. I might, the last thing I want to do is have to come back to him and renegotiate. But 85 is cool. 85 is cool as long as it's a $40,000 rehab. In fact, this is very similar to a property that I sold, or rather a contract, around these similar price points. Different area though, I guess. But my cash buyer on my first deal, he would definitely buy this place. I don't know if he would pay more than 85 for it. The place that he bought it for 75. It needed a lot of work. He said that he thought that was going to cost about 50,000, and that needed everything. And that was like a 1,200 square foot home. So this is almost half the size. And if he thought that one needed 50,000, I think that 40,000 on this one is being conservative. That makes sense. Down to 90K. I mean, yeah, we're so close. I'm gonna on top of this one. He literally said 90, and I came up to 85. That wasn't my best showing for negotiation. I just kept increasing mine without really trying to. At one point, I was like, okay, I'm throwing out too many numbers and I'm making it too easy for him. And I tried to start withholding my increases, and then I started trying to get him to drop some. And I mean, he did. It's just that the way that he dropped wasn't really due to my negotiation skills. I pretty much had him drop like 10,000 because of my negotiation skills. He threw out 90. He said 90 to 95, which means he would take 90. Really, that's the drop from the 100. I'm glad that I was kind of able to overcome the fact that other investor made a $100,000 offer, if that's even real. But I think it is, and I think that the investor never called him back is because 100,000 is too much. He didn't want to hurt his feelings. That's a lead, though. That's for damn sure. Property needs full rehab. Seller going out of town for 2 to 3 weeks in 1 week or so. Seems open to putting agreement together now and closing when he returns. Else, property free and clear. Tried to anchor him with that 65. He didn't really. It was frustrating because he didn't respond to that. He just like, sure. Let me text him. Thanks for. Let me save this first just in case. Property free and clear. Rented out for. Let me put all this down too. Rented out for 14 years. Current tenant been there for almost 10. Pays $800 per month in rent. Month to month, no contract. No flooding to property. Probably a lie. This whole area floods. Wants to sell this property and buy a new property for himself in Conroe or out of Houston. That's good. Thanks for talking with me. And my name is Derek. I'll talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. I want to say something. I want to close it off while his energy is still high. Thanks for talking with me. Hi, me again. My name is Derek. Man, I tried to pull all the tricks out of the bag on that one. I was like, should I put the money aside? And he's like, nah, don't put it aside. Don't wait on me. Damn, come on, man. Usually that's a method. I got that from Keith Everett. That's a method in order to get like a pre-commitment, right? I was just talking about these pre-commitments the other day, but like he's saying no, like let me think about it. And it's like, all right, well, I mean, we're pretty close in price here. Like I'm at 85, you're at 90. I mean, I would just hate to for me to spend this 85 somewhere else on another property that we're looking at just because you wanted some time to think about $5,000. You know what I mean? So I mean, I definitely talk with your wife, but what do you think she'll think about it? Oh, she'll probably think it's a little too okay. Well, I asked because again, we're looking at these properties. We have the cash on hand. Do you think I should set this money aside and wait to hear from you in a couple of days? I mean, I probably should have brought that up again at the end of the conversation, the way that I just did. Okay, I'm at 85. I'll cover the closing costs. You're at 90. I mean, we're so close. I would hate to walk away. That's unfortunately, I'm already way over what I'm probably able to pay for this property, and I'm already kind of losing money here. Maybe not losing money, but it's getting really tight, and I just don't feel comfortable going any higher than 85. So, like, do you think that I should set this money aside? It's kind of a way. So if they say like, yeah, yeah, set it aside, I think my wife's gonna be on board with that. Then that's pretty much them saying like, yeah, that price is gonna work. I still need to talk with them, right? Get that verbal agreement that that is something that they're wanting as well. But yeah. So that's a way to get like a pre-commitment to the actual commitment. But it was in my head that whole time. I was trying to get that contract signed. I was going for that one. And if I had the right buyers, I probably could go upwards of. Let's see. Like I know a lot of people, if they have the right like buyers at let's say 170. So I know some people are still using like the 80% rule. That's repairs. So like 136 minus 40, 96. Yeah, you know what I mean? I could probably find a buyer, but I don't want to have to risk it. I'd rather be much more conservative and leave enough margin spread there so that I don't have to go back on my word and tell him and try to renegotiate the price. And so that there's a good chunk carved out for my assignment fee. So conservatively, the way that I usually run comps on a 170 ARV, $20,000 buyer profit, $10,000 assignment fee, $40,000 repair costs, 86. So that's pretty much exactly where I need to be. I could probably go up to 90. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him back on the phone. I'm going to try to talk him down to the 85. I'm going to try to stand firm. But at the end of the day, if he tells me that he's ready to go at 90,000 and he will sign and put an agreement in place, I'll place him on hold, get some approval from my finance manager, and then agree to it. Or maybe come up a couple extra thousand. That's what I'm really going to try to do. Like I said, it's already so tight for us. Anything above this is just less money in our pocket and more money in your pocket. So understand that. But then it comes to a point where we're not only losing, not making more money, but then we're actually losing money, and it's getting to that point. It's pretty tight. You know, you never want to assume that the market's going to go up the way that he tried to sell us. Like, oh, this property is going to be worth way more in the future. Sure it is, you know what I mean? You can't use that though. You can't use that as an investor. You can't speculate. So, yeah, that's a really good lead though. I'm gonna again sign off here. I wanted to again catch him while his energy's high. Thanks for talking with me, Jaime. Again, my name is Derek. Looking forward to hearing what your wife thinks about the 85K cash offer. Talk to you soon. Going to set myself a task. I'm going to say revisit comps. MAO, ARV, just again tomorrow. I might not even do this if he calls me before I have the opportunity to do this. But then again, if I don't hear from him by tomorrow, call and close. Try to squeeze a couple more thousand out of him if he is firm at 90K. And I'm going to mark him as follow up. Put him into the follow-up pipeline stage. And assign a value to him of, I'll say, 8,000 to 7,500. 10,000 if he agrees to the 85, probably. I think I could probably get 10 off of that. Probably 5. I'm just gonna come up with 5. Gonna be something tight already, so no point in me setting high hopes for it. For now, it's cool. We come back in here. Nothing else too favorable about, except for that one who texted me yesterday. I'm gonna text him tomorrow though, because it's getting a little late in my market. About 7 p.m. out there. So I'm gonna end it here. This was a completely not live cold calling video, but I was able to generate a really, really hot lead. We're only $5,000 apart in negotiation. Hoping to come to an agreement on with him over the next couple days here. So stay tuned for that. Definitely gonna hop on here on live when I do give him a call. Hope you guys took something from that. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to that phone call later to try to take some notes and figure out where I can improve and what I possibly could have said differently or how I could have responded differently to, you know, end up in a different situation where we're, like had I deployed some sales tactics and skills a little bit more uh, eloquently in the beginning of the conversation, we probably could have ended up at an agreement at 85. You know what I mean? The fact that we're only 5,000 apart now tells me that there was something in there where I could have refined the process a little bit, tweaked my script, tweaked the way that I said something, maybe asked a few more questions, dug into his pain a little bit deeper, something. Um, 5,000 that can be made up by sales skills. You know what I mean? Had I got him down to 85 before I went to 85, that's probably what it would have been. Like had I gotten him down to 85 before I made the offer, that's probably would have made the difference. As opposed to me making an offer and him staying at 90. And now he's staying firm and now I'm staying firm, and both of us are going to be stubborn about it. I'm going to see if we may be able to come to an agreement somewhere in the middle, where is pretty much in the middle of both of our. He was at 100. I made the offer, I think, upwards of 70. So I would have come up 15. He would have come down 15 if we settle at 85. But yeah, something to pay attention to, I guess. Again, I'm going to study study the film later, figure out what I could have done better. I want to get in the habit of doing that as well. Now that I have these things like my texting platform and call tools that offers free call recording, so it's perfect tool for me to use and learn from, so that I can start studying myself on the phone and figure out where I need to improve, where my weaknesses lie. So as I'm hopping off, I see somebody hop in. Welcome. Appreciate you for joining. Drop a like. Now that you're here, go ahead, drop me a like. Subscribe if you like wholesaling content. I just got off the phone with a really hot lead. Almost came to an agreement. I was at 85,000 cash and he's at 90. That was after some negotiation. He came down from 130. I don't think 130 was even a realistic number that he threw out when I asked, because then he started talking about 100 and then he came down to 90. So he said 90 to 95 too, but I'm going to hold him to that 90. Anyways, now that person's jumped off. So appreciate anybody who did tap in during the live session. Jim Shorts, I see you. Joe, hopped in, asked me some questions. That was real early in the live session. Doesn't look like we had anybody hop in with any questions after the fact. I don't know. I wasn't watching the screen and see if anybody was live watching me make that call, but appreciate anybody who hopped in during the live. Appreciate anybody that's tapping in and tuning into this after it gets posted. Um, Again, my name is Derek. Virtually wholesaling real estate, live in California, sourcing opportunity out in Texas. I've done 2 virtual wholesale real estate deals. Looking to pick up the pace here, increase my marketing, generate more leads, get more contracts signed, get more deals closed. And I'm looking to document it all here. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead, give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can be notified as well. Go ahead and hit the bell if that's something that you wanted to be notified on when I do go live, because I go live at least once a day, Monday through Friday. Hop on, do live cold calling, lead follow up, stuff of that nature. So you can kind of just tag along and watch me over the shoulder of my process and the progress that I'm making in my own business. So appreciate you guys again. Until the next one.